So now that you've had a chance to not only make a representation of our data that we collected, but also transfer that information onto a vertical or horizontal bar graph, let's take a look at some of the ways we could have completed this activity. So we're going to interpret the information that we represented onto a bar graph. So our rule was guess my rule data shirts. We saw that 6 out of 22 had striped or patterned shirts. 11 out of 22 students had pictures and/or writing, and 5 students had plain. So let's look at what one way that could have been represented into your drawing. So this student has chosen to use a drawing, and we can clearly see that the numbers are there. And we can clearly see that they have represented the t-shirts with stripes, pictures or writing, and then plain. And we can clearly see that they have drawn one person under each category. Notice how they've kept it very organized. Part of being a mathematician is being very organized and efficient. So we're trying to keep this as organized as possible so that someone can look at your paper and tell exactly what your 3 groups are. So now that we've looked at that, let's look at a couple of different bar graphs. So here we can see the first bar graph is a horizontal bar graph. And we can clearly see that our student has taken his representation and transferred it over. So let's look at how many different types of shirts are represented in this representation. So how many different types of shirts or how many categories did we have? We had 3. One with patterns, or in this case stripes, one with pictures and writing, and one that was plain. So you can see that if we look back at our data, we had 5 students wearing plain t-shirts. So that student has colored in the number of boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that represents those plain t-shirts. Then we go up to the pictures and writing, and we can clearly see that this student has colored in 11 boxes for the 11 shirts that were plain and or had writing. And we see that because we look right down here at the numbers we have on the graph. We stop right at that number. Then we can see that the number of patterned shirts or striped were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this student has clearly titled the title at the top, Guess My Rule Data Shirts, have our 3 different categories, and then the number of students at the bottom clearly filled in. So let's look at a vertical bar graph, a representation of a vertical bar graph. So on this one, we can see, just like the horizontal, we have the title at the top, the number of students, and then we have our 3 categories represented: patterns, pictures and writing, and plain. So this time, instead of coloring in from the side to the top, we're coloring in from the top to the bottom. So the number of people who had patterned shirts were 3, 4, 5, 6, stopping right there at that 6. We can plainly see the number of people who had pictures or writing stops at the 11. So there are 11 people, and then there are 5 people who had plain t-shirts. So a couple of questions. How many more people in our classroom, how many more people had pictures or writing on their shirts rather than plain shirts? So how many more people had pictures or writing on their shirts versus plain shirts? If you said 5, you would be correct. And we can find that information out by just going right across here to where we see that these 2 bar graphs equal, and then we can count up until we get to that other category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another way to do that problem is to take the 11 people with pictures and writing and subtract the number of plain shirts, which were 5. So 11 minus 5 equals 6. So 6 more people had patterned writing shirts over plain. So by looking at this data, did more people wear plain shirts or patterned shirts? Plain shirts or striped shirts? Did more people wear plain or striped? And how many more? Well, here we can see that there are 6 people who had the patterned striped shirt on, and that there are 5 people who did not. So again, we can kind of go right across the line where we see that second part ends and count up, or we can do a subtraction problem. We can do 6 minus 5 equals 1. How can you figure out the total number of people represented in this bar graph, in this group? If you said that we could count all 3 categories or groups together to determine the total, then you would be correct. In order to find out how many people answered our survey or how many people we're representing, we would add all 3 groups together. So let's do that really quickly. I know that this group here had 11. So I'm going to take that 11 and I'm going to add the group together that had 5 more, because I know 11 plus 5 is 1 more than 10 plus 5, which is 15. So 1 more than that, 11 plus 5, would be 16. And then I'm going to count 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So the 22 students answered the survey about the shirts. Now what you're going to do is, after you've completed student activity page 261, using the directions on activity book page 262, play Guess My Rule at home with a family member or a friend. You can use objects that you find at home. Make sure you record the rules that you're using, and then use 263 and 264 to sort those objects. So just to get a little extra practice, practice playing this with a family member at home.